are deserving. I feel like I am undeserving. This is amazing, you guys. Truly, I just didn't do this on my own. This is fully my whole team. Janice Constantine is here with me tonight, and she's gone with me. Carrie Bruder takes fabulous photos, as I'm sure many of you know. But I, like Patty said, I really wanted to get my kids involved with the community and with homeless shelters, and I never really found the right niche. And so I kind of kept searching and searching, and I have a friend who told me that this place in Minneapolis, People Serving People, is the best in the United States. And I thought, well, if it's the best in the U.S., it's definitely the best in the Minneapolis area. So I called them up, and I made an appointment to come and tour. And that night, I seriously went to bed, and I had no idea what gift to offer them with our family other than just coming there and asking what could be done. And I just went to bed thinking, you know, God, just tell me what my gifts are that I can share. And I seriously woke up with Candy Mae's Tucked In book in my mind, a visual of it. And I thought, that is just amazing. If this can do so much for children with a secure home life, what can it do for children with no home? And so I went on a tour, and I was introduced to the head of the transportation department, who told me that there's 54 buses that come to the shelter to bring children to their original school so that there's no disruption in their schooling, because the schooling is so difficult and they fall so far behind so quickly. And when I went into her office, she had an entire montage of photos about 10 feet wide on her wall behind her. And I said, you have to tell me about this. You know, you have these photos. What is this? Tell me, please. And she said, well, everyone has a story. And I thought, I think I'm supposed to be here. I think I truly am. And so I said, you know, I have this idea. I work for a company called the Heritage Makers, and I told her all about it and how wonderful we are, and, you know, the company and what we do and our purpose. And she just got teary. We all got teary, and we had a true connection. Well, I thought that was just the high point of my visit, and I went further down the hallway and I toured the library. And I get into the library, and there's an entire wall of adult books that are still sitting on the shelves. And I look on the far wall, and there's some teen kind of books, and they're kind of checked out. And there's about a 6-foot space of just empty shelving. And I said, well, what goes here? And she said, well, that's our little kid books. I said, well, they checked out. I don't understand. Where are they? And she said, we can't keep them in stock. We don't have any books for little kids. I said, I can fill this up 6 times over, and I will. I'll be back here tomorrow, and I'll fill it up. And she said, just keep doing that. Keep putting a box of books in a box in your car, and keep putting books in it whenever you go on a play date. Do that. She said, I don't know if you realize, but the average in the suburbs in the United States, there's 14 books per child. And when you look at the inner city, it's 300 children for 1 book. It's actually 3 times worse than Patty said. And I said, that's just unbelievable, and that just can't happen. I work with books. Kids need to have books. They need to have a schooling. It's so unfair to me that some children have so much, and some children are born into a situation out of their control where they just don't have anything. And I said, we have this gift that we can do this. We can give them photos and books. These are the 2 things they need, and this is what we do. So I did the first book to Nyla. I think you've seen some of these pictures. And I came back to our first Heritage Makers meeting with this book, and we always show our projects, and the whole team melted. And they said, we're going back next week. So we went back next week, and I did another book for David, and Janice did 3 books, and she has a few with today. And Carrie Bruder took those photos. And then at the next meeting, we went back again. And we did the board books, and we just thought it was the best thing for them because they're moving and they have a little bag, and it's really hard for them to, you know, kind of keep track of stuff, and it needs to be pretty durable. But we did 12 people the last visit, and we made 8 books. So far we're at 13 books. Not quite to the level of China. That just made my heart melt. But I hope to get there one day. So I invite all of you to look at your communities and see what it is in your communities, because you would be astounded to know that our gifts match perfectly with these children. And you can give them a book that will encourage them, will get them to know that they can do it. Maybe they've, you know, been hearing that they can't from, you know, who knows what their family situation is. And sometimes it's just one person believing in another that can make a difference, and we can be that person. So think about Doug's inspiring speech about who we are and how we can reach out into society and go for it, because they need us. So thank you.